Welcome back to Phasmophobia. If you guys could like, comment, and or subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Anything that you could do for the channel will help me put more back into the channel for you. All that being said, today we're going to continue on with our little challenge, information seeking, whatever you want to call it. We're going to discover a new ghost every single week and go over their Wikipedia and look at their less than anecdotal abilities. Here are the ghosts that we've completed so far. Yes, I'm keeping track of this in Notepad. So yeah, there's 24 ghosts in total, but we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 remaining. Did I count that up right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9. All right, so this is going to be kind of terrible. That's not good odds for us. Anyway, nothing to it but to do it. Let's do this. We do these on, let me pop into here actually. We do these on professional, so we have all 3 evidence. We have 1 cursed possession, moderate hiding spaces, and we're doing them on Tanglewood because the map's not going to matter as much as the ghost, and Tanglewood's pretty nice and straightforward. So yeah, let's do this. Alrighty, we're not interested in getting perfect investigation. We are just interested in locating the ghost room and figuring out if the ghost is on our list, and that is it. So first things first is we're going to go to the breaker and get that turned on and go from there. Breaker's in the basement. Why wouldn't it be? I think I just heard something, but I don't know where it was. Ooh, heard that. I just heard a light switch get flicked. But no rooms have any lights on. Man, I ain't hear shit. Is it in the basement? Doesn't appear to be. At this rate, whatever room's the ghost room should have cold breath in it. This is roaming a lot. Ooh, here we go. How about in here? Oh, you turned off the breaker. EMF 5, I'll take it. Haven't touched the door yet. You are touching a lot of other crap though. What's the temperature's looking like? In here it's 10, and in here it is 5. Alright, let's go turn the breaker back on. Piece of crap. Ooh, touch the door. We'll go get a look at that. I don't know which one it was. I'm guessing it wasn't this one though. Might have been this one? Nope. It wasn't none of those. Apparently it was that one. Alright, no ultraviolet. Yes, EMF 5. I can work with that. Wrong button. There we go. I could probably compare this to my list now, but we'll wait till I get at least 1 more evidence or rule out ghost orbs. Interaction. Alright, no ghost orbs yet. Looks like no ghost orbs at all. Alright, no ghost orbs. Let's grab, I think, spirit box is one of the last evidence items. Not doing a whole lot else. More dots would not hurt, and I guess, no, in this case, more spirit box won't help because, for some reason I can't talk to it. I have to do the text option.
I'll be ready.
Spirit box. So a spirit, wraith, or the twins. I don't believe I've had the twins. I have had the twins. Where's the thing at? I have not had wraith, so that could be interesting. Let's go grab some salt. I think wraith is supposed to be dots. Yeah. Or I could also just sit here and wait. But I've had bad luck with dots today. Or not. Hello, new ghost. What was this? The third try? Fourth try? I can't recall. Hell yeah. It doesn't. Yeah, it's another EMF 5 event right there. That is a proper EMF 5 bell curve. Anyway, let's go ahead and bloop this up. We're gonna head bloop this guy up, and I'm actually gonna go ahead and mark this one now. We have had Wraith. Let's make sure we save that. So yeah, now we're down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, did I miscount? I thought we had 9 before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Never accidentally marked one, did I? Yeah, so I thought, pretty sure I said 8 in the beginning. There's been 1. That was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I said 9 in the beginning. All right, I don't know why I said 9. I don't know how I miscounted that many times. Anyway, so yeah, now we have. Oh, 1, 2. Yeah, fuck it. Anyway, yep, we have 7 remaining, so this is just gonna get a lot more difficult. Let's pop this guy over here to Ghost tab, and I think this works. Yeah, that works. That works nicely. Awesome. We have ourselves an Wraith. So let's go ahead and scroll down here to types of ghosts. This is the phasmophobia.fandom.com/wiki. Scroll down here to types of ghost. It has, or you just click the thing like you saw me do. It has this chart here, which is set up the exact same as the journal. So we can go ahead and click Wraith. It is chock full of ads. So you can thankfully exit on some of them. I haven't had it try to redirect me forcefully or anything yet. I can't guarantee one way or the other. And it has some information from the book, which as we know is not the most accurate. And it has some information that appears to have been data mined, as I don't believe you'd be able to accurately judge ghost speeds otherwise. Anyway, as it says, wraiths are one of the most dangerous ghosts you will find. It's also the only ghost, or it's also the only known ghost that has the ability of flight and has sometimes been known to travel through walls. Wraith is the type of ghost in Phasmophobia. Wraiths are best known for their purported ability to fly and walk through walls, actually referring to them not stepping on salt piles, and their ability to teleport to players randomly. Their evidence is, of course, EMF 5, Spirit Box, and dots. They do not have a forced evidence. Their activity, the Wraith will never step in a salt pile and therefore will never disturb them. This includes tier 3 salt during hunts, rendering it ineffective against the Wraith. Ability: when the Wraith is not hunting, it has the chance to teleport to a random player, generating an EMF level 2 reading at the location where it teleported to, with a 33% chance for this to be an EMF level 5 reading instead, if EMF 5 is the evidence for the ghost. If you're on Nightmare Sanity, the Wraith will resume normal behavior after teleporting. Wraiths cannot and do not float off the ground, whether during hunts or manifestations. A Wraith cannot be identified by looking at the ghost model. See through physical objects such as walls and doors, so it's not like they just know where you are. They do not walk quieter. Wraiths will emit footstep noises at the same volume and speed and everything else as other ghosts. They do not walk through walls. Even during hunts, they can only walk through doors, and every ghost can do that. And they do not actively avoid moving over salt. They do not try to path around piles. You cannot trap a ghost with a pile, or you cannot trap a Wraith with a pile of salt. They just ignore it. They just go straight through it and don't disturb it. The strengths and weaknesses from the journals. We take these with ironically a grain of salt. Strength. Wraiths almost never touch the ground, meaning it can't be tracked by footsteps. This is just saying it won't interact with salt. Now, as you can tell, that's kind of misleading if you take it for its word. Weakness. Wraiths are afraid of salt and will actively avoid it. That's just all around wrong. I mean, both of these functionally say the same thing, but they're worded in a way to say something entirely different and not related. Strategies. Obviously, there's a salt test. You put a motion sensor over a pile of salt. If the motion sensor trips into salt, doesn't get disturbed, it is a wraith. Anything else will just disturb salt. Teleportation. Obviously, it'll emit an EMF 2. So if you're just out in the middle of nowhere and you have the EMF meter in your hand and you randomly get an EMF 2, it's a wraith unless you see something else get interacted with. Now, obviously, if you have evidence enabled and it is giving you an EMF 5, then it's the same premise. The Phantom and Banshee also seemingly do the same thing. The Banshee won't teleport. The Banshee will physically walk from its location to the player unless there's more than several floors between it and the player on Point Hope, or unless it's on a different floor of a map than you. Unless the Banshee is in a basement, then it's allowed to roam exactly one floor up. The Phantom will teleport to you, but will not leave an EMF. Yeah, there's no speed differences. I feel like the Wraith has been faster, but there's not really actually any known speed differences or anything related to that. No, that's pretty much it. That's all there is on here regarding it. Let's go ahead, blot out you, pop over to you. So we can identify this, like I said, with the, actually it's also, take a couple of those with the motion sensor and the salt, and that's essentially going to be it for the test. No, don't think I need to take anything else in. Take one of you. Sanity's plump and tall. Don't gotta worry about a hunt. Nothing was mentioned, so it is assumed that the Wraith will hunt at a 50% sanity, which is standard for every ghost. It's pretty much in line right there, so if the motion sensor trips and the salt doesn't get stepped in, it's a Wraith. It is still in here, yeah? Yes, it is. Awesome. That was me walking through the motion sensor. Other things can also try to make the ghost seem like it can walk through walls, such as the fact that that's running right now. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. If you actually have dots on a Wraith and you watch the dots walk over the salt pile, then that could be another way to identify it, because it still will not disturb the salt. Now, the ghost can still roam just like any other ghost, so it can roam into there and back and interact with the sink, and that's why we currently have running water. It can even roam in and out and around. All kinds of crap. You don't have to push this on a threshold. That's actually going to require the ghost to roam out of the room. Would have been better to set this up by putting it on the wall there with the salt piles in front of the laser. You saw that, it flashed, nothing happened there. We might be able to use the EMF to do a reading on it. Let's see, let's just sit here and see if we get an EMF 2 or 5. We won't see anything get interacted with or thrown. The Wraith doesn't have a teleportation range or anything like that. It is just a % chance to decide to teleport to a player. And it's just another essential re-roll of chance to decide which player to do it to. On single player, it's pretty straightforward that it's going to do it to always you. Sometimes it's an ability that is used often, other times it is an ability that is not used often at all. Obviously, any ghost can do teleporting ghost events, which isn't so much that the ghost teleports to you, but that it does a event on your location, even though the ghost room or the ghost model itself might not be near there. You can see the ghost is just over there interacting, doing what it does best. There's nothing that influences the Wraith to force it to teleport, which is a bit unfortunate. Like I said, it can just roam in and out and around. Best way to do this test is with the tier 3 EMF, as it'll show you the location and direction of the teleport, because it'll be the point of where it teleported to rather than anything else. So if you're holding your tier 3 EMF and it's saying like 0.5 meters away there's an EMF 2 or 5, you could be like, well, nothing got thrown or interacted with, so it must be something. And that something is going to be a Wraith teleport. I think this one's going to go out Thursday, and then the video we're going to do after this is going to go out Tuesday. Classes are going quite well. I'm only doing one class right now with the college I'm attending. Maybe I'll talk more about that after graduation, or at least first graduation. Yeah. So they have you do one class, and it's a 5-week class. They're all 5 weeks at this university. And they do 5-week terms, and then I think there's 3 5-week terms in a semester. So each semester is 15 weeks. And the very first class you take with this university is only one class for the 4 to 5 week term. For first one anyway. And it's kind of an introductory to the college, how you do things, how they go about attendance and everything like that, which sounds like, you know, not a lot of information to talk about in 5 weeks, but they have a lot of assignments even regarding generative AI, machine learning, that kind of stuff, explaining more about what it is, how it works, how to use it for schooling. That's pretty cool. And then after that, you're allowed to take up to 3 classes per term. So after that, each semester can be 9 classes. I am going to try to optimize that so I can complete my degree as quickly as possible. I think that if everything goes perfectly, then I should be graduating January 2027. It's essentially a year and a half to finish out my bachelor's from my previous college. I didn't quite take all of my credits. I never would expect any college would. Even, I mean, purely based off the principle of money is my assumption, but I think that the way they're going to go about a lot of this stuff is going to be very beneficial to me, but I won't know till I really get elbow deep in the coursework. This thing really doesn't want to teleport to me. I mean, like, it's been sitting here for a minute and it's not been doing shit. Been doing all kinds of interactions over there. A lot, considering I'm essentially at 100% sanity. So yeah, this is I think I'm entering, I just finished up week 4 of this term, so this next week is going to be week 5, so the last one, and then after that is going to be into the normal coursework. Haven't touched a Mazda in a bit. Engine's been sitting on a footstool for like 3 months. More dots. Jesus, those dots are quick too. Managed to drop about 20 pounds this week, and I'm back on my diet, trying to work on that again. Get closer, make progress towards a healthy weight. Talk a little bit about that. Don't ever recommend this because it'd probably kill most people if they could even do it. I essentially had a nerve cut when I was like 3 weeks old that entirely, I mean, learned about this as I went later on and never had it confirmed by a doctor, so there's your asterisks. But it entirely disabled my ability to feel hunger or to feel full in my stomach, which, you know, I'm going to temporarily at least use as an excuse as to why my weight got out of control. But I'm just starting to try to work on eating, you know, less in general. Which for me, you know, can't feel hunger or full. I'm just eating literally nothing, and that's how I was able to drop 20 pounds in a week. Try not to do it too often, because I do end up feeling something. Without the intake of, electrolytes or even just salt, my body starts cramping like a motherfucker. Especially in the abs, which is, you know, the worst. Or I think the other night I woke up in the middle of the night because my entire left leg was cramping from like toe up to buttocks. That was painful. Worst one I'd done was 13 days straight. 13 entire 20. Oh, hey, EMF2, it teleported to me. I was gonna walk back to its room so you'll see the motion sensor clip. That took a while. Usually they teleport a little bit more often than that. Okay, I'm gonna shut that off. That's annoying as fuck. There's the motion sensor. Oh, that's a Wraith. Anyway. Let's see. Yeah, so 13 entire 24-hour periods is how I was keeping track of it. So technically it's a little bit more than that. Without eating at all. The only thing that I consumed, the only thing that entered my mouth was toothbrush, air, and water. Literally consumed nothing else. That one I managed to lose, which is odd to say, about only like 56 pounds. So basically in 2 weeks dropped 56 pounds. Felt decent after that, but then I kind of just went right back into my usual routine, as you know, everybody would have suspected. This time I'm trying to take it a little bit more easy. I'll still go for, we'll say, most weekdays without eating, and I'll try to eat something on like Fridays and maybe Saturdays and Sundays. This week I went through and just had a couple small things, really keeping track of the calories, because I don't get hungry or full, so I just eat, and that's about it. It's more of a mental thing. Still get the mental satisfaction from it, but I don't get any actual, you know, oh hey, I've eaten enough kind of feeling. Anyway, that one's going to need to be fucking edited. My god, we were sitting there for an eternity. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you could like, comment, or subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Anything you do for the channel, help me put more back in the channel for you. All that being said, I'll see you next time. Have a good one.